instead of a forced relocation of up to $1.5 million. And that would be simply my position. Nothing more, nothing less. So I'm looking, is there disapproval, is there concurrence, is there direction for me to take to this meeting?
Mr. Chairman, first of all, I'd like to make a motion to take this off agenda item because of the urgency.
Okay. All right. Well, we could certainly go that route. So there is a motion to take this up as a time-sensitive off-agenda item. Do I hear a second?
Second.
There is a second. Okay. Discussion 2, taking it up as an off-agenda item.
Supervisor, a couple of questions since you know about the issue and I don't. Are they going to have to bear the cost of the 250? So are you saying that they basically feel they can afford the 250, but they can't afford the higher amount?
Yes.
Now, are they challenged with any kind of zoning issues or any permits? Or I mean, are they seeing any stumbling blocks or hurdles that they have to, deal with the city of Ukiah or with the airport commission? Or
maybe I better answer that if we vote to take the issue up.
okay.
And then I'll answer that. So the issue before us is taking this as an off-agenda item. Is there any discussion on that motion? Okay, all those in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, it passes unanimously. So now it is an issue before us, and to answer your question, this has been a 5 to 7 year desire of Caltrans Aeronautical Division to move CalSTAR somewhere else on the airport to separate the helicopter operations from the fixed wing operations. And Caltrans doesn't have a preference of where they move to. They're just saying the site that you're at right on the corner of that driveway in the airport is inappropriate. So look for a new site. So they've been looking for the last 5 to 7 years. They've come up with this DHL hangar site. They went to the city airport commission for approval. And that's where this issue has now come up and said, well, if you're willing to move, we'd like you to move completely according to the airport plan, completely on the other side of the airport, and we want you to bear all costs. And they're saying, well, can we meet you halfway? We will remodel this building to the tune of $250,000 with the provision that in 5 or 10 years, when the infrastructure has become available, then we will entertain completely moving over to the other side of the airport. So they're saying this is a short-term improvement, but not the long-term goal. And also adding that this is all they can afford at the time.
So they'd have to divide out their services for the time being? Is that sort of what?
Well, they just move basically north on the airstrip that they're at now. And the problem would still exist from Caltrans' point of view of having helicopters working in closely with fixed-wing aircraft. Everyone's goal is ultimately to move them to the east side of the runway, but there's absolutely no sewer, water, power, and certainly no buildings over there for them to do that. So they're asking for a simple alternative option and not go all the way, but go partway now and with the ultimate goal later on.
What's Caltrans problem?
Caltrans Aeronautical Division regulates airports and heliports. And they don't like the mixing of the two different types of aircraft. They would rather have them separated.
So you think they're going to be opposing it, or you don't know?
Don't know at this point.
Mr. Chairman, to move this along, I'd like to move that the Board of Supervisors supports the CalSTAR's choice of the DHL facility and authorizes you to very strongly express our support for this particular motion.
Second.
Okay. Discussion to the motion.
Sorry, who's second?
Supervisor. Okay. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Okay. Motion passes unanimously, and I will report back to the board with the actions. Okay.
Thank you for going.
I believe there is no closed session. Is that correct?
That's correct. We move it to the board first.
Okay. And the last item of business is on an individual basis, and that is a tour of the Wall Art Center, and then followed by lunch. So, any additional discussion before we go to the order to the clerk?
Well, just for the record, not only council has information, but we understand that the Redwood Grill, that's where we have meeting arrangements. It's not a requirement that we go there. Sorry, some folks wanted to go to Bones, some folks wanted to go to the Grill. So I don't know whether if we have a majority board at one location, is that on the record for the clarification?
We can do the tour first, Bill?
The tourists, they're waiting for us to go on the tour.
Okay, so we're adjourned.